Alright, so we're back with another Demon Slayer episode review, and yesterday not yesterday, sorry, last week they really made it seem like the Tanjiro and Genya actually took down one of the upper moons together, because there was only 4 emotion demons and they had all completely taken them down together. Turns out there was a 5th one, and it's because Hantengu pretty much just separated himself from the 4 emotion demons, and now there's just a really small version of himself running around in the forest. Tanjiro was able to pick that out, and basically the whole goal of the episode is to go and to take down that version of Hantengu. Meanwhile, they're still trying to deal with the other emotion demons who, quickly regenerate back on their heads because, well, they're not the ones that they need to slash the heads off of. They need to be able to slash Hantengu's real body, which is, like I said, in the forest somewhere. And they not only is that like the main focus of the episode, but we actually get to see more character behind and backstory between Genya and his brother, who is one of the Hashira, and we learned more about why he's a part of the Demon Slayer Corps and why he doesn't display any breathing techniques, which I only really just now paid attention to. I realized that the reason why he's using the gun is because he has no other breathing techniques to help him be able to take down demons. So I thought that was very interesting when I finally realized it. But we see more backstory behind him and his brother. And it's because when they were little kids, basically they had a very abusive father who was eventually stabbed to death. And it was only his mother who was the sole, person to take care of the family, which was him, his eldest brother, and a whole bunch of his other siblings. And one day, his mother took too long to get back home, so his older brother Sanemi goes out to go look for her, and Genya is the one responsible to have to look up for the rest of the other siblings. Well, one day or later that night, the mother comes back and she kills the entire family besides Genya and Sanemi, and it was because she had turned into a demon. And obviously this is a very emotional moment for the both of them, because they had just previously, before returning home, promised each other that they would take care of the family. They would take care of their brothers, their sisters, and their mother after, their father had just been stabbed, right? Had been stabbed to death, which they weren't too sad about it because they were like, well, he's pretty much deserved it because he was a piece of shit, right? There's not really much else to say about him. He was a terrible person and a terrible father, so they're not too sad about him dying, but the rest of their family dying, that's what they were would be really upset about. But the rest of his siblings end up getting killed. He survives with a scar on his face, and Sanemi, his older brother, is the one that has to take down their mother, which had, like I said, turned into a demon. And Genya's whole thing that he's trying to do, and his whole motivation, is he's trying to become stronger and eventually become a Hashira, not specifically because he wants the title of being a Hashira, but because he wants to see his elder brother again and apologize for the stuff that he had said when he was a kid, right? But the thing about Genya in the scene is he shouldn't be beating himself up too much about it, because it was perfectly understandable. He didn't really know the situation at hand. He didn't really understand what was going on, and he was saying things in a very emotional state, and he didn't really mean what he said, but he still desperately wants to apologize to his elder brother for the stuff that he said, and that's why he's trying to become a Hashira, and that's the whole point of the title of the episode, is because it's Tanjiro asking him, don't you want to become a Hashira too, and stuff like that. Which, by the way, Tanjiro and Nezuko looked really cool in the episode. They actually do some really cool stuff in terms of action. Which, by the way, Tanjiro's sword is still turned red, which I kind of forgot the whole detail behind Tanjiro's sword being black. And so a couple of days ago, when my friend came over and we talked for a couple hours, and we were talking about some of the shows that we were watching, and then he mentioned how he was caught up with the Entertainment District arc. And he actually mentioned something about how, I think Tanjiro's sword is going to turn red. And I was like, oh yeah, there's that, aspect of the story about Tanjiro's sword being black, and how that's, really rare, and, something's, destined behind it. Or, you're, super special because you have, a black sword. And now it's red, and it's red just like Yorichi's, which is very, very important to the plot of the story, because Yoriichi and Tanjiro and the Kamado family have very strong ties to Yoriichi, who was the one who almost killed Muzan, which is, all very important. I completely forgot about that detail, and like I said, until my friend told me about it and reminded me about it. But yeah, that's kind of the whole aspect of the episode. That was the whole episode and the whole point of it. Like I said, the goal was to take down Han Tengu's real body, and we get to see a lot more backstory and character behind Genya and his brother, and why those two are the way that they are. And I also looked it up because I was kind of confused, and I guess if you eat demon flesh, you can go temporarily into this demification state, and that's what happened with Genya. I guess he was eating some of the demon flesh from the emotion demons, and he temporarily turned it into a demon, and so he's also got a demon mark or something. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. I'm not really sure how that really works. I guess it's kind of not really, because the reason why demons eat humans is because it stays off their hunger. But why would a human eat a demon? Well, other than becoming temporarily a demon. I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm not really sure what's up with that. Pretty much, other than everything that I've said so far, pretty much by the end of the episode, before Tanjiro goes for the slash at Han Tengu's head, he gets almost attacked by one of the other emotion demons, and Genya stepped in the way, and Genya is super messed up, bro. I don't think he's gonna be able to survive from this, because he's literally got holes in his body where holes shouldn't be. He's super cut up, parts of his body are missing and shit. It's kind of fucked up. Yeah. That's kind of what ends up happening in the episode, though, and that's all I really have to say. It all looked really cool, though, and I was really glad to see more backstory behind Sanemi, because we kind of see a little bit of him and a little bit of what his character is when we see him for the first time in season 1, but you don't really get the sense of who he actually is and what happened to him, because obviously we only saw him very briefly. But now we understand why he is the way that he is, but now we have to wait and see if we actually get to see more about him and who he is and what he does, and who he actually is now at this point of his life after he's been through as much stuff as he has, which will be very interesting. I want to see more of that character, because now that we know more about him because of Genya, and we know more about Genya, I want to see more of those two interacting with one another and develop and change and grow and stuff like that. And I also want to say briefly before I wrap up the video, I really don't want Genya to die, because it just wouldn't really make sense for him to die here. I already spoiled myself on what happens to him, in the end of the series, right? Because the Demon Slayer manga is already over, I'm pretty sure. But, we're only in what I say is season 3, and, yeah, I don't want Genya to die here, but if he does, I guess that's not too bad. Mainly because, the only character we've really seen die was, Rengoku back in the Mugen Train movie. And that's it. We haven't seen, any, main, supporting characters and, main characters die. Besides Rengoku, and like I said, he died in the Mugen Train movie, and that's practically it. Uzui didn't die. He managed to get, healed from the poison thanks to Nezuko. Maybe Nezuko's mystery healing powers with her flames will actually be able to do something and help in some sort of way, but I don't know if it really will, considering how messed up Genya is. I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see what ends up happening. Like I said, I don't want him to die. We're halfway through the season, though. I think we only have 6 more episodes, so 12 episodes in total. I guess we'll wait and see. I don't know. Something's gonna happen. I want to see more. Also, we see a little bit of Muichiro in the episode, but he doesn't really do anything. It's just more of Gyoko taunting him, and then that's it. So, yeah, that's the episode. I really liked it. I really liked seeing more of Genya's character and his backstory and stuff. I really want to see more of that in future episodes, but who knows if we're going to get that, because he might not even survive this. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more, please be sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys next one. I'm going to go play Tears of the Kingdom. I'm out. Peace.